Salam alaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to us. I am really sorry to hear about um, how you had to grow up and how your environment was. According to you, you were very sad as a child, and you lived in a neighborhood where people got drunk all the time and yelled all day and night. Um, when you were young, you wouldn't go outside of the home; that you only went to school. But you did say you've changed your housing. You moved, and things are better where you are now. But people continue to yell there too and make huge sounds when they're drunk and sick and etc. According to you, though, you do, go out occasionally. You go to the gym, um, you work, so you do have, a more open opportunity to leave your home and do things and start creating your life as you have been doing. Alhamdulillah. However, things that make you uneasy and feel unsafe is like when you go to the gym and guys try to flirt with you or people look at you. You did state that staring is common in your country. That men do this to other girls as well when they're out. However, it makes you feel really uncomfortable, and probably I'm guessing you feel unsafe as well. However, the choice of staying home all day is not appealing to you either, and that's understandable. You're a young woman, you want to work, you want to possibly go to college, you want to do things, you know, like everyday, quote unquote, normal life should be. Sadly, sister, your situation and your environment is not uncommon. Um, there are neighborhoods and environments all over the world, especially in the USA, that are just like that. There's people from every socioeconomic background and people with different beliefs and habits and lifestyles, which a lot of times are not compatible with Islamic lifestyle and Islamic morals, values, and way of living. Sometimes, sister, um, we need to just overlook certain things, which doesn't mean we're condoning it, but what it means is we're focusing on the light, right? We're focusing on the light of Islam to keep us going, to keep us strong, as well as to keep us, safe and on the right path. And you have that very strong in you, it seems, alhamdulillah. And even though you've been through a lot and you've had a rough childhood and you did not grow up in what you consider to be the most optimal, conducive environment, for growth and happiness, you are making the best of it, and you should be very proud of yourself for that. You state that, you do go to the gym, although you don't like to do that because it draws attention and men look at you. Although you stated, as we discussed earlier, that that's a common issue in your country. Um, However, if you're not in danger, and that's kind of abstract because how do we know when we're in danger or not? There are some signs and sometimes there's not. However, if you put your faith and trust in Allah, as well as possibly find a friend to go with you when you go to for a walk or go to the gym or whatever activity you're doing, you can possibly go with a friend. Find a sister at the masjid who has some interests similar to yours and go, together as, friends. That's always an added layer of protection. And I understand that you were trying to immigrate to another country. And my suggestion to make that a little bit easier, sister, is you may want to, if you truly do want to move, um, you could apply for scholarships for schools, get admitted to a school, or look for work somewhere else and get hired. And sometimes the company, the organization will pay for that. There's a lot of options. So, inshallah, go online and look for different employment opportunities, educational opportunities, and see if that may speed things up for you a little bit, just to get you out there and explore a different way of life. But I do want to mention that it's not just because you move to another country doesn't mean you're not going to encounter the same thing, right? Um, like you may move to the U.S., for instance, right? You may end up in the same kind of a neighborhood. It's like we never know, and it just depends on how much money you have, what kind of a job you have, um, what kind of connections you have, and the types of friends that you make. You know what I'm saying? Um, Inshallah, however, you won't immigrate to another country expecting everything to be perfect, because as you know, it's not. And like I said earlier, neighborhoods and situations like this um, are common in a lot of places, a lot of countries and regions. Sometimes people don't talk about it a lot, but it does occur. Now, I understand that you also are trying to make a decision regarding getting a vehicle and spending the money that you were saving to immigrate. And inshallah, if this makes you feel safer, sister, I would kindly, suggest that you do look into it and possibly purchase yourself a car. It's true, driving a car rather than walking or taking the bus is safer, inshallah, in most cases. And that will give you a sense of empowerment as well. And again, as far as the immigration and the money you've saved for that, like I said, there's other ways around that, such as trying to get a job in another country, um, volunteering, and a lot of times when people volunteer with an organization, um, the organization will hire them if they like them a lot, Also, like, again, education and scholarship. So there's different ways to move about in this world. And it doesn't always have to be, that you permanently immigrate somewhere, to live for the rest of your life. And, there's other ways to travel and to stay in different countries and work and do things without going through immigration, because it's a long process sometimes and it's very expensive. And I'm not trying to dissuade you. I'm just trying to point out kind of some of the realities of it, right? So inshallah, sister, look into, your opportunity for getting a car, and don't forget to thank Allah for moving you and your family to a different neighborhood where it's, better than the one before that. And focus on, trying to meet somebody at the masjid to go with you different places for social activities. And, possibly that will really uplift your spirits, Our sisters are so important in Islam. There are strength, there are support, and a lot of times there are lifelong friends, So, inshallah, try to hook up with some good sisters at the masjid. You might even want to check out an Islamic center that has different groups. Sometimes people have meetings on Zoom. Like there's an Islamic women's groups on Zoom, and because of COVID in the past, right? So, well, currently too, but mainly in the past, people were meeting on Zoom for Islamic women's study groups or language or whatever. That could be really interesting for you, inshallah. Also, look for, job-related Islamic groups and things like that you can partake in and learn, and possibly doors will open for you. And always, always, sister, know that Allah loves you and that Allah has blessed you, and He will continue to bless you. just continue to pray, make dua, do zikr, and ask for Allah's guidance in this situation. I'm confident that if you continue to persevere and you continue to seek Allah's blessings and thank Him for His mercy, that inshallah a way will be made for you. So please don't lose hope, and know that just like that first house situation in the environment you were in growing up, that changed for the better. Well, the next changes could be even more greater than that, right? So keep the faith and know that this is a temporary situation, even though maybe it might have been years. It is temporary. And if you actively pursue and explore and keep your mind open and look for positive, good, wholesome opportunities, inshallah, Allah will bless you with all that you ask for. We wish you the best.